record level security based on a field. This is not field level security. I'm not hiding fields. I want to hide the whole record based on the store in this example. So let's take a look at that. I have Adele here. Adele can only see main store records. So any record that comes in that's part of the main store, Adele will be able to see it. Let me switch over to Alex. Alex here can see records in the North Store and Downtown Store. He cannot see main store records. Notice though that he could see Adele's record that she created inside of the North Store, and Adele cannot see this record because it's part of the North Store. This can be done on model-driven apps, on Canvas apps. It's based on Dataverse security, so you don't have to worry about is it a separate view or anything like that. It's no funky, weird stuff happening. This is totally Dataverse security. If this is something you want to do, keep watching. Step one, what we're going to do is we're going to enable the business unit ownership. This will allow us to do record level security based on different fields inside of a Power App or a form. What we're going to do in the Power Platform Admin Center, you're going to want to click on environments, and we're going to select our environment that we're doing this in. In my case, it's BizApps Electronics. Now, the first thing we need to do is enable the setting. So I'm going to click on settings, and then underneath product, we'll hit features. We'll scroll down a little bit, and it's going to be right here. I already turned it on. So record ownership across business units can take several minutes to enable. So when you do it, it might take a few minutes. When you do switch it, make sure you click save. We're going to go back and we're going to create some business units. So in this use case, I'm creating a business unit per store. So if I go into users and permissions and click on business units, we can see I already created them. So like here's the default one that every organization is given. Yours will be different depending on the name of your environment. Then I have other ones that I created, very simple. I just click new and I just put in a name. There's nothing really fancy going on. I just needed to create more. So I basically have one for the downtown store, the main store, and the north store. So when you're done that, we'll go to the next step. So next we need to create a security role. Now this role, we need this role because we have a custom table and we want people to be able to write and read this data. Also, we need this role because this is how we implement the record level security. It's attached to the security role underneath the business unit. So we do need to create a security role and basically give permissions on this table as well as a few other things. So this is how we create it. There's two ways that we can create it. And the first way is going to be through the Power Platform Admin Center. Select your environment, and then we can click on security roles here on the right. See all. And we can just click new role. I just named it sales contributor. So for the sales contributor role, we're going to want to go to custom entities. We're going to want to search for our table, which is sales commission table right here. Now we need to make sure we want read set to business unit, and then we want the create privilege to be to the parent child business unit. As well as if we hit over to business management, we want to have business unit set to read to child business unit and write to child business unit and append to child business unit. And then we want to click save and close. So I did mention that there is a second way to create a security role, and that would be through the Power Apps solution. So inside of the Power Apps solution here, sales info, I can click on new up here and go down to security and go to security role. That'd be creating a brand new one. Or I can actually also add existing security roles that were created in other solutions or created from the Power Platform Admin Center. Because after we configure the security role, now we can assign these roles to users. To do that, we're going to go to the Power Platform Admin Center, go to our environment, where you can get to the users two ways. We can click settings, or we can just click on the see all under users. We're going to see I have 3 users in the environment. If I click on Adele here, we see that Adele has 2 roles, the basic user and the sales contributor role. We can click manage roles. If I scroll down, we see that they do have the sales contributor role, and that looks good. Now, the one thing that was added that we're able to do now because we enabled the business unit ownership is we're able to select this dropdown now. So the dropdown actually is going to show us all different business units. So we see that we gave Adele that basic user and the sales contributor role in Biz App Electronics. Now, if I click on for example, downtown one, we see that Dell has no roles in here, and that's because we haven't assigned any. Now, if Dell was part of the downtown store, I would assign the role under this here, business store or downtown store business unit. And we can do that with any of them, right? So if they were part of the main store or the north store, we would just go through here and add. So we're just going to assign the roles directly. So in here, for example, I'm going to make Adele part of the main store. So if I go in here in main store, I'm going to go down and I'm going to find the sales contributor role. There it is there. So I'm going to select it and I'm going to click save. What this is going to do is this is going to add that security role that's part of that business unit inside to Adele. So basically Adele is going to have sales contributor role in both of those business units. Okay, lastly, I want the owning business unit to switch based on the store automatically. Because not every user is going to have permissions to select this business unit, and it's also an extra step that I want to kind of automate. So the way we can do this is through a business rule. We're going to have to go into our solution. So inside of our solution, I'm going to click on our table, sale commission, and I'm going to select forms. So the form is where we configure the business rules. So if I open up this form here, this is the form that every user sees in that app as default. So I'm going to create a business rule on top of this form. So when it opens up, I'm going to select the owning business unit and click on business rules. And I'm going to click on new business rule. Right away, I'm going to give the business rule a name. So select this drop down. I'm just going to name it change BU for business unit. You can add a description here. Next, I'm going to rename this condition. So in this first condition, I'm just going to check to see if it's the online store. And the reason is because, as you can see, we're kind of limited to the functionality we can use here. We have a condition and some other things, but we don't have like a switch statement or anything like that. So I'm going to have to do a bunch of conditions to actually set the field to the proper business unit. So as you remember, there is no business unit for online warehouse. The online warehouse or the online store, everybody can see those. So that's not an issue. I want to basically check each condition to see if it's the proper field. So the first one, I'm just going to name it if it's an online store. And then I'm going to leave the source as entity. I want to change this to store. So the field is store. And I wanted to say equals, if it equals the online warehouse. And I hit apply. Don't forget to hit apply, otherwise it won't save. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow me to actually put on a condition. For some reason, I can't put a condition on the is true, but I can add a condition on the if is false. So if it's not the online store, so again, I'm going to select entity, commission ID. I'm going to change this to store. And if it equals I'm going to just go in order here so I know what's going on. North store, hit apply. And I'm going to change the name of this one actually to if North store, hit apply. And then I'm going to add another condition underneath here and choose store again. Now it's main store and change this to if main store, hit apply. And I'm going to add another condition, store equals downtown. And I'm also going to change this to if downtown, hit apply. Now we have our conditions. Now I just need to add the fields. So now we're going to add the set field value. So if first I'm going to go up to the top here. This one, because we need to have one here, I'm just going to put owning business unit, and the value is going to be just the main business unit, because that way everybody will be able to see it. Click add. Again, don't forget to click apply. And you can also change the action name too if you really want to. So I'm going to set this to set default BU and hit apply. Next, I'm going to do the same thing, set field value to this one here. So if North Store, go down to owning business unit, value, select North Store, click add, apply. Again, you can change the name if you want. I'm just going to continue on here because it's pretty self-explanatory now. Set field value over here, if main store. Now I want to set the owning business unit to, you guessed it, main store. Add, apply. And then the last one, click on components again, set field value. And this one is for downtown. So I'm going to go owning business unit, value, downtown, add, apply. That's kind of it. If I'm going to scroll up, I'm going to hit validate. As we can see, validation successful. And now I can save it. So after it's been saved, I want to click activate. It might take a few minutes. Click activate, and now it's activated. So I'm logged in as Adele, and I'm going to create our new record here. So new, I'm just going to name this something and give it the name. Commission type doesn't really matter. So the store, I'm going to select North Store. So North Store, Adele's not even a part of. She technically won't be able to see this record, but if she's entering in the data, she might enter it in. So North Store, and I can click Save and Close. And as we see, we do not see the record here, but it has been created. To verify it, I'm going to head over to Alex. And as we see right here, North Battery is sitting right there. Created by Adele. Adele can't even see it. That concludes this demo. If you have any other questions about this functionality or any other features that you might want to see incorporated into this, let me know. Other than that, have a great day.